Hey Cancer, how are you? Mary Ellen here, coming to you from Moonrise Cottage. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I would like you, we're going to jump right in. I want you to ponder these two cards while I make a couple of brief announcements, and then we're going to jump right into your reading, okay? So, my cards are out. I did a bunch of shuffling. Today is the new moon, and my guide said they wanted me to do Aquarius and Cancer at minimum. So, if you have not seen the reading for June and the reading for July, I urge you to go and look, even if you just skim over. Very important things going on for you, Cancer. So before we jump into the reading, I just want to welcome all my new subscribers. Thank you so much. It's wonderful to have you here. Everybody remember to click the like button. That's how the YouTube beast determines whether, how many people see the thumbnail for my video. So I appreciate that. The COVID-19 special pricing is continuing through the month of August. So the link for that is below. There is a link to my website. The 12-week meditation session for tapestry weavers, light workers, has just ended. It was phenomenal, and I'm getting a lot of requests for personal sessions, and I'm going to start 2 new meditation sessions. There's a bunch of work going on here at Moonrise Cottage, so when that's done, we'll leap in again. If you want to be on the notification email for that, go to my link, send me a contact form, and just let me know. Okay? So, Cancer, this is all over your reading. It's very interesting what's coming out. So, in July you were it was June. You were kind of freeing yourself, going really deep into the shadow side of your life. Then July came forward and you were beginning to move forward into your new destiny. And I see that there's still some choppy waters going on for you, but do not worry. Today is the new moon in Cancer. It's a very intense day, but it is continuing the process of enabling you to free yourself from whatever that curse was that was binding you. Many of you really needed to end something in your life. So here we see Armadillo, and from the Mystical Shaman. The Mystical Shaman Oracle, the Sacred Rattle, the Shaman's Rattle. So you're still involved in some difficulty. You are definitely performing 2 things. You are protecting yourself, and you may have sort of walled yourself off. You may have curled up into a little ball, and just like my guides just said, gray rocks. So when you're dealing with a narcissist, some of the advice sometimes is just be gray rocks. Just don't say anything. Just stop the entanglement, and then use this energy. By so doing, when you protect yourself in whatever way you deem necessary, you begin inside that. Okay, my guys are talking about, when the armadillo is walled off into a ball, it's not doing nothing. It's making a plan, and that's what you're doing. You're shaking the rattle. You are moving the energy forward, because your new life is unfolding, even if you're still having some difficulties. And so from the Journey of Love, we have this beautiful card, Dream a Little. So while you're in that armor that you're clearly circling your own wagons with, in order to shake up the energy and move yourself forward, allow yourself to dream while you're in that space. It is the way manifestation works. My guides have been telling me this for months, that I should do a class on manifesting. I guess I will take it seriously now because they keep prodding me. So, dream. Allow yourself to understand what it is that you want. What is it that's going to bring happiness? Allow yourself to literally envision that and begin to shake the energy. Take little tiny steps toward that destiny, whatever it is. The first part might be your healing with a therapist, or there's something called focusing. So my guides want you to go to the web and look that up. There's probably focusing. It's free, peer counseling, helping you to look deeply into yourself and to allow yourself, capital S, to speak. So those are the kinds of activities you're going to be engaged in. So what I love about this reading for you, Cancer, with all of those prospects on the table, my guides are saying, look, that's the theme of the reading. Ten of Pentacles, the whole enchilada. And for you, it is a spiritual quest. And there's the Akashic Records. So we've been talking about this for months. This is about getting yourself back. This is about going deep into the place where the ancient ones reside in order to look into your destiny as a story about your past. Where are the roots of these challenges that you have had and continue, in a sense? Some of it's continuing. Progress is being made, but I see that some of it's continuing. That's what you're supposed to be dreaming about. And go look deep inside of yourself. My guys are talking about the ancestors. So they're talking about, we're talking about family lineage and the way in which it shapes you and affects you while you're on this quest in this human life to have happiness, full happiness, spiritual wisdom, being in touch with the ancient ones, the ascended masters, the angels, all those notations. So that's the theme, the protection about the reading. So the energy that indicates you under that umbrella, look, honeys, Seven of Wands. You are in a very self-protective mode. Something's going on. I think it's because you're continuing the process of freeing yourself. I love the way these two cards look at each other. So you keep your wands up. You keep your armor up. You protect yourself, Cancer. There's a brand new, spanking new life trying to come forward, and it's very deep. This is not small stuff, inconsequential stuff. This is you taking your life back. I love this. So, the other thing, we see this little mouse, and Cancer, even though you're a cardinal sign, often Cancer people, depending on your rising sign, you feel a little timid. You might feel very small in these moments when you are protecting yourself from something or someone. I don't sugarcoat it. My guys are just saying hell-bent on destroying you or not allowing you to be who you are. There's something deep still going on, Cancer. This little mouse is victorious. It has everything it needs. And the reason, okay, thank you, Spirit. That little mouse can flatten itself and go through a crack in a wall that's like a quarter of an inch. Mice can flatten out. I watched it happen. I used to live in a house that was mouse ridden, so I know. You see them and they just go through these little cracks, and you can't even understand how is that even physically possible. You're going through something, and you're going to come out the other end, and you do need to protect yourself. And if you don't realize it, please take it to heart. Whether that's legally or physically or emotionally, psychologically, please put a ring of protection around you and focus in this place. Shake the rattle, move the energy forward, not by spending a lot of time on fighting. I see that you're in a place where you have to protect yourself, but I think because this is the Oracle, and then this is you, the Oracle is telling you just roll up into a ball and protect yourself. If you can avoid it, don't get into hand-to-hand combat, argument, verbal. Don't. It's not going to help you because of the nature of what it is you're dealing with, okay? So you just go deep inside. You make your plans. You continue to shake the rattle, dream a little, and move your energy forward. Because look, that's the first card on the human realm and my readings. So that's a Queen of Wands. So just see what's happening. The energy's moving. You're shaking the rattle. You're in this place of defensiveness. What's interesting about the way they follow each other is that the Queen of Wands in this deck, it's a fairy tale about a woman whose child was stolen from her on the day she gave birth. Long story short, it ruined her reputation. She lost something very precious of herself. And many years went by, and eventually the people who stole the baby, in order to ruin her reputation and take control of her life, she had to defend herself quite a lot against that malfeasance. And eventually the truth came out, and her reputation was restored, and the child was returned to her. Do you see how she's got the crows flying around her head. That's about being in touch with the mystical realm. Do you see that baby swaddled in the blue blanket of shift and change? And she's got the key around her waist. See how activated she is? So, Cancer, this is you getting your life back. I know for some of you it's still really difficult, but take heart, take the steps that you are able to take, and trust that the universe is literally holding you in its hands, because that's the outcome the universe wants for you. Okay? So it's interesting the way the story's coming out. So all of that having been said, here's the next card. That's literally about healing. The woman of knowledge. It's just, it's incredible. So the healing and the things that need to come forward are moving. There is a lot of movement in this reading. So trust on the movement. This is a woman whose brother was a mystical healer. And, both of them. He was murdered because he brought healing to the King of Battle, King of Swords in this deck, whose hand was severed. And so he was murdered for that because he was too powerful. She is picking herbs and flowers that are growing up from his bones. That's his gravesite. And she is using them to continue to do this healing work. So there's a lot of healing going on. I do think, and I'm pretty sure I talked about this last month, this is some kind of deep karmic cycle that you are moving past, and you're moving past it in your own life. That's one of the reasons you're here this time, is to take this and shed it and protect yourself while you shake the rattle to be done with this, and you won't have to repeat it anymore. I really don't think so, because this is deep and wide, my guides are saying, and you're here to learn about this. So I think even from your own past life existence and family lineage, you are getting some sacred assistance. I know in my family, my grandmother comes through, and I actually have a sister who's a Cancer, and they talk to each other all the time. So wherever this comes from in your life, in your family lineage, in your own experience as a soul being, here to reclaim yourself. The healing is coming. The rattle is being shaken. You are still in the depths of the battle, so to speak, but the energy is moving. So basically, take heart, because that's the 10 of Cups. That's the moment when you discover yourself, Cancer. That's you. See the sacred salmon of all wisdom, Piscean consciousness. It sits on the table like that. Cancer. Oh my gosh. It's amazing to me. That's that's the prediction about the reading, about the theme of the reading. And there you are. Do you see what's happening, my loves? Please stay positive. I know this is a challenge for you. 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. You're going to have it all, Cancer. And I just think it's like there's a mystical battle going on in your life, Cancer. Absolutely. When I see this and those two cards that I just held up, so that was sort of the human journey aspects. Now we're going to talk about the energy that you raise, because you are shaking the rattle while you're protecting yourself and continuing to take your steps. Look, Cancer, do we have any doubt? None. Okay? That story, that's the Chariot. That's you. Moving forward, new growth coming. That's the sacred feminine, the sacred mother. See how activated that woman is? It's her activation. The return of her power that causes the forward motion. So that's the energy that connects this human life with the reason that you're here. You know, what's your soul doing? What is your personal soul trying to accomplish? What is your purpose? My guides talk about it all the time. Your purpose is developing yourself. You are your purpose. You are a sacred filament. My guides talk about it in terms of physics. So if you're new and you haven't heard me expound about these things, they talk about your quantum energy. That's the King of Wands. So we have the King and the Queen of Wands on the table. The King of Wands is done with his battles. His shield is hung on the wall. The fight is over. Something's happening this month. You know, this day is a very intense day. Go look at the links below about the astrology. I don't want to get into it because it's too complicated, but it's a very tense day for you, even though it's a new moon in Cancer. We're really finishing some massive cycle for you, Cancer. So go watch June and July and consider deeply, my guides are saying, consider deeply what's going on in your life. As a soul being, you are here to finish this battle. The shield is hung on the wall. The King of Wands, my guides are saying words like he's the omnipotent one. You're a cardinal sign. On a soul level, if you're here in this time with all this craziness that's going on across the world, you're here to help us all move ourselves away from this type of existence. You are also making the new shoes because you're done. On a soul level, you don't have to go through this. I'm pretty sure I said it last month, so it's the continuation of that story. Making the new shoes. You're walking on a soul level. You're finishing a cycle of your soul existence through this lifetime you're having. So my guides are saying, if that helps you to love your life and love the challenges and be more at peace with what you are or what you have been experiencing, that's the way to bring that to you while you're shaking the rattle. Trust. So look at that. Woman of battle, looking right at the king who's making his plans to walk on. She has been through her initiation, and I know that's been in your readings. She's got her amulet on. She's the first one to jump into the gap when there's a battle coming. Winds of change are blowing through her hair. Do you see how she has her hand up? She's ready and willing and waiting to receive that which is coming to her. Because when, as a progression of energy, you prepare to walk on, you disengage from the battle. Thank you, Spirit. You disengage with this battle. That's what my guides are talking about. Just, they keep saying gray rocks. So if you don't know what that is, go to the web, look up things about narcissism and look up gray rocks. You'll understand, okay? Just don't. You don't have to engage in a battle. So my guides are talking about, philosophically understand what this means. It is always your choice whether you're going to engage or not. You're going to come to this place where you're going to be working on self-protection, and part of the self-protection is don't engage with it. Walk forward. Make your plans, make your new shoes, and go where it is you're meant to be going because you're ready. These last couple of months have prepared you for it. Do you see that spear? That's her power in her hand, and she's looking right into the battle. She's looking into the impulse and the urge to walk forward. And she knows when she takes that action, she's going to receive whatever it is that's meant to be coming in her direction. This is so phenomenal, Cancer. I'm so excited about your journey the last couple of months. So, last card on the soul level. A prophecy that is the Ace of Swords. Just intense amounts of power and clarity coming forward. And just as a reminder, I always post a picture of the cards on the community tab on the homepage of my YouTube channel. So go check it out. It's there for you to look at. So aces in this deck are also prophecies. So this is the moment just before you put your hands on the sword of victory. And you've been going through this process. This is the 3rd month now. A great process of shift and change. So, total transformation having taken place, you chant and you pray. Thank you, Spirit. And you do this. You shake the rattle. You don't have to tell anybody about it. But we know that you're doing it. Hang on. Picking up the wrong cards. There we go. That's what my guides want. Okay? That's what you're doing. That's what shake the rattle means. So you recite poetry, you chant, you meditate, you have a personal mantra, your affirmations, because you are preparing to put your hands on the sword of victory. So Ace of Swords coming straight through from the universe, from this place. Okay? So, understand your journey. Understand the way in which you are having this journey. There's the progression. This prophecy about your process looks like that. That's you discovering yourself, leaping forward now. Because this is the prophecy about the entire reading. This is the outcome of that prophecy for you as a soul, as a being, a light being. And you're going to have total clarity, and the total clarity, is what brings the victory. Okay? So here's the last card. Any questions? Look at that. That's the Sacred Sword of Victory. Twice in a row. So follow the energy. That's what this card is about. That's what the rabbit is. So this woman, this was a real historical figure, and she was a druid, and she rose an insurrection against the Roman army. And she won. The way she did it was she used divination. And she brought a rabbit to the battleground, and she just watched how the rabbit ran across the field. And she made her battle plan based on that. So whatever it is you're doing while you're shaking the rattle, pay attention to how the energy's moving. If you're literally in a battle with somebody else, and it's not just your inner battle as a spiritual warrior, the biggest battle is always with the self. So if this is you and somebody else, you're leaving a job, you're leaving a relationship, you're ending a marriage, whatever it is, pay close attention to how the energy is moving inside of you and on the battlefield, so to speak, and shake the rattle. Use your ability to dream a little. Do some divination. Okay, let's pick from the runes for you, and we'll see what the Norse gods have to say. Spirit, please, for beautiful Cancer for the month of August. What is the advice from the runes about this battle, about the continuation of this dream, this new life you're dreaming about? Okay, Cancer. That's the rune for joy. That's the victory. That's where you're going. Okay? As you walk on and you reclaim yourself and you go through all these things, if I can get it so you can see it, that's where you're going. See that? Into whatever destination brings you the most joy. 10 of Cups. Okay. 10 of Pentacles. Don't you be afraid of this battle, Cancer. You're going to prevail. You continue to protect yourself. Get some expert advice if you need it. Don't shrink away from that. We all need that sometimes. And just keep shaking the rattle, because your life and your reputation is about to be restored. And you will be in a state of joy because you will have this victory. Because you're following the energy, and really the energy you're following is your own internal self. You take close notice of yourself with a capital S. Okay? Cancer, thank you so much for being here. I'll look forward to seeing you next month, Goddess willing, as I always say. I will eventually make an announcement about this meditation